Welcome to donallphin.com here at Jordanelle Reservoir in Utah, just underneath Park City in Deer Valley. And it's a beautiful morning in the early part of April. Water temperature 40.5 degrees, and we're out here throwing Lucky Craft Pointer 78 minnows and other variations of that bait to hopefully hungry brown trout. They've just stocked 250,000 kokanee salmon up the Provo River about 3 or 4 miles away from here, and they're 3 inchers, and they're now coming down the river and will end up pouring into the lake. And regardless of what people think about stocking 3-inch fish, they are really food for the larger fish that are in any body of water, and so that predation is very, very high. And I believe that some of these browns and some of the large rainbows will be up welcoming those kokanee salmon as they come into Jordanelle. I'm here today with Mike Tavel, a good friend of mine that fishes with me on occasion, and I'm glad that he's here. If you hear any other voices in the background, that's Mike catching another fish. He doesn't fish the same way I do. He fishes with grubs and tubes and other kind of finesse baits, while I'm throwing the more power fishing kind of things with the jerk baits. But we both have our own little niches, and he's an awful good angler, so I'm glad to have him with us. Now we're in the full-fledged current of the river. But we also show that we're only in like 1.9 feet of water, so I'll lift up my big motor so it doesn't slow us down any. We're almost where we're going to turn around and fish right down through the current. But I wanted to get up here right to the edge. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that fish. Oh my goodness. Look, he's going crazy. That's what I wanted to see right there. Right where he should be. Yep. Oh, I had him hooked really, really well, and now he's off. Now he's just he's now hooked in the back. He had it. He just took it right to begin with, and then he just, look at that fish. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fish. He'll probably come off before I can get him in, the way it looks. There we go. Good job, good job. Look at that. Had it in the mouth, and then it came off and hooked him in the side, so that's good. Well, there's an awfully nice trout. What do you think that is? It's like a cutthroat. Or it could be a washed out brown, but I apologize for not knowing my species any better up here, but that's a beautiful fish, and look how fat it is.
Yes, it's been eating.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Get him back and let him grow up a little more.
Beautiful fish, Don.
That's it. Thanks. Well, it looks like moving from one spot to the next, we've got a fish on. Mike, why don't you come up to the front and see what kind of fish you've got there. What are you using? Single tail white grub. Imagine that. You, of all people, to have that kind of thing. Why don't you move on up there towards the front?
There he is. He's over here.
Okay. Is he? Got him? No worries. That's a little rainbow. Nice little rainbow.
Trying to bring him up shallower as he swims.
There you go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that for you. If you were a fish-eating soul,
yeah,
you'd take that one.
Nice.
See that nice rainbow? You want to hold that up?
Oh, my
Are they freezing? Well, I gotta take a picture of it in the net. That's a nice little rainbow to take a picture of. Hands are freezing.
Oh yeah.
Can't have that going on.
No.
Very good. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it. No problem. Well, we're coming up to a point here that each one of these points have attracted fish all the way up and down this lake. So we just have to fish them very, very methodic and just trust that there are going to be fish somewhere around where the wind current pushes that water past that point. Current's a real interesting thing. I hear all the time people saying, well, there's no current in a lake. How in the world do you, what are you talking about fishing current? And that's just so untrue. Wind current, wave action provides current. And then in truth, every single lake that has at least a dam on it has water going through the dam at some point, which creates what? Current. And the Provo River comes in right there, and that's got current. We were in that current this morning. And so yes, the current is really important, and it's important for when fish species feed. They like to feed into current. You know, current is what brings nutrients down and across and through where they are, and that's exactly what anglers look for. And obviously they look for current breaks. See, right behind where that rock is, even though there's wind current bringing water past that, pushing water past that rock, right behind it is a wonderful ambush point for fish, because it's out of the current, and yet that current's going to bring in the nutrients and bring the minnows and bring other aquatic insects and everything else right to them. Plankton, all. Ooh, there he goes. There he goes. Boy, that fish just, wow, he just absolutely inhaled it again. These fish, oh gosh, he's something. You want to help me with the net on this one? I'm just going to pull it around this other side, so just get right over there. Boy, that just came out of nowhere, that fish did.
Wow.
There you go.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice, nice.
Thank you, Mike. Great netting job. Now that's a brown trout. You can tell can you tell the difference in the colorations?
Yes. The yellowish, goldish look.
Yeah, and those big spots.
Yep.
Big red spots.
Caught them in the Provo River, the browns. I know what they look like.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Those just beautiful fish.
Yep. They attack a lure too.
They do attack a lure, and it did. That's a nice fish. Let him get back in there. You know, sometimes these fish will pile up in these little small coves, baby coves. A lot of people pass them by, don't want to fish them because there's just a few casts to get into them. But boy, I'll tell you, sometimes they hold fish. So you have to fish the edge out here, you got to fish the back, and then you got to fish that other point. See how that wind current's coming across that point? Coming around that point? Those are must-fish spots for sure. Well, the water's coming up. You see there's a log right out there. Last Thursday it was out of the water. So water's coming up in this reservoir. Yep. So now it's under the surface. Okay, now I'm purposely coming over here to get closer to this bank to fish this point, because you want to see that minnow, or you want to see that bait come across that point, because these fish will be, or could be, on the back side of it waiting for them to come around the point. So if you approach it the wrong direction, you can be too far out. I still think that's the best way to approach a circumstance like this, is to get right close to that bank, if you can, and then just work your way out towards the edge, throwing parallel to the bank. There we go, there we go. Look at, just like we said. Now what we're looking at? Look at that fish. It's right where he was. Yep. Nice job, good netting job. Super, thank you.
There we go.
Now that's a big fish. That's another one of those 21, 22 inch fish. And he's wrapping himself up in the net, which I don't like, but it's going to be easier on him, harder on getting the lure out. Yeah, that one worked out really well because as I said, that just looked like the natural spot for those fish to be. And he has taken that lure and trying to be protective of him. I've got to really be careful getting him unpinned. There we go. He's out. Hey, would you mind taking a quick picture with my camera? Just hold it right there, and
Nice pellet too.
yeah, really nice. Okay, there you go. Just move that up like that. I'll just assuming. There you go. Did it show? Did it do it?
Yes, I do believe it did.
Very nice. Okay, good. Once again, very nice fish. Excellent job.
Whoa, I got him.
Got him, huh? He got one. Good job. Keep it down there. Let it go. Come on up to the front and work it. Great job on the green. On the green.
No,
You went back?
176.
Okay.
Where is he?
Good.
Where is he? Where is he?
Keep on coming.
176. I broke the green off. Yep, tried another color just to see.
Awesome. Gotta bring it right up here. Big, nice brown. Oh, that's awesome. Great job, Michael.
Thank you, sir.
Why don't you handle that? I've got to get the trolling motor out.
Okay.
We got into this wind, so I've got to get us out there. Yeah, show that to the cameras and just hold that baby out there. Isn't that a great fish?
Nice fish.
You want to take a picture with him?
Sure, sure.
Just stay right there, and I'll just.
Not that you can see me.
I can do it.
I got
All camo. Can't see you. There you go.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oop, there you go. Nice
Wow.
job. Nice release. Right out of
Right out of
wow,
it.
he just came out of the water for it. Really, truly did. Don't worry about the net this time.
You sure?
Yep, positive.
Good.
Boy, he's excited. Excited kid. He's staying down. He's not wanting to come up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he threw the hook just like that first one did. And the hooks are sharp enough that they got him
In the back?
in the back after he.
Ah. Yep.
Yeah, he had one right there next to the mouth. Oh, he's out. Good.
Makes it easy.
Makes it easy. Nice little brown. Isn't that awesome?
They're active.
Nice little spots on it. What a great fish. Oh, look at that big fish. Wow, look at him. He came up and just snorfed it. Oh my goodness. He got it.
Like we thought.
Just like we thought. Main Lake, right?
As soon as we turn the point.
As soon as we got back to dancing with the girl that brung us.
Yep. That's another brown, I think.
Oh yeah, it's another beautiful brown.
Yeah, I thought I saw yellow.
Yeah, he's there. He's a dandy. Look at that fish. I'm gonna just lift him on in. Try to open up his mouth so I can get a better angle on getting that hook out. It's not very, he's hooked well, but not that well. It's another beautiful brown trout, a little over, probably close to 20 inches.
Yep.
That's obviously a fine fish. Once again, came on the Pointer 78 minnow, ghost pattern. We got back onto the main lake, and the second we got to the main lake, off comes this beautiful fish. So there we have it. Hi, this is Don Allphin. I'm just getting used to my GoPro equipment, and so when we shot the video on Jordanelle on April 10th today, I realized that the audio, because of a lot of wind, did not allow me to close the video, and so here I am back in my garage in Provo, Utah, and I thought I'd just tell you that we just really had a great day. We used Pointer 78 minnows the entire day. Mike Tavel threw a white luminescent grub and caught a nice rainbow and a beautiful brown, basically mimicking what I was doing with my jerkbait. Pointer 78 minnow is what I use today. I love Lucky Craft. They make a fine bait. I like the 78, the 100, the 110, the 115, several, you know, the old version of the Stacy. And then I also throw what I call the big galoot, which is a Pointer 128. However, today the Pointer 78 was the ticket, and we had a really good time. Spent about 5 hours on the water. I wanted to tell you just a little tiny bit about me. I have been in the fishing industry since 1995. I bought Bass West magazine in just 1999, roughly. Kept it for a couple of 3 years, sold it. Have written over 2,200 articles and have been writing for the Daily Herald, the third largest newspaper in Utah, for the last, I guess it's been close to 19 years, going on our 19th year in May. So I have a lot to share. I'm excited about what I'm doing here on YouTube because I'm going to be traveling around to different places in the United States, mostly the western United States, and also in Utah, and I'm also looking at doing multi-species work. So just like today, I'm a bass professional, but I love catching trout. I like to catch trout using bass techniques when possible. And so I'm hoping that you'll like this video and that you'll subscribe to our channel. And as we grow and develop here, I'm sure there's something that I can teach you that will help you become a better angler, and that's the goal here. So appreciate you watching, and please like the channel and also subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day.